Most mechanics will never tell you this because if they did, they'd lose thousands in profit every single year. I'm a former shop technician who spent 15 years inside repair facilities across the country, and I've seen every trick used to separate you from your money. Today, I'm exposing the 7 core systems that every car owner must understand, and I guarantee that mastering just one of these systems will save you over $2,000 this year alone. Here's what most drivers don't realize. Your car isn't some mysterious black box that only mechanics can understand. It's actually 7 interconnected systems working together. And once you understand how they operate, you'll spot the warning signs and red flags before anyone can take advantage of you. 3 years ago, I helped my neighbor avoid a $2,800 transmission replacement that she absolutely didn't need. The shop insisted her transmission was completely shot and needed immediate replacement. I spent 20 minutes checking her transmission fluid and discovered the real problem was contaminated fluid from a loose drain plug. A $15 gasket and fresh fluid solved everything. That moment changed my perspective completely. I realized that knowledge truly is your best defense against overpriced repairs, and that's exactly what you're going to walk away with today. Let me start with the heart of your vehicle, which is your engine. Most people think engines are incredibly complicated, but they're actually pretty straightforward once you understand the basic principles. Just last month, I got a frantic call from someone whose mechanic told her she needed an $1,800 engine rebuild. The shop claimed her engine was running rough and losing compression, and she was absolutely devastated because she couldn't afford that kind of repair bill. I asked her one simple question. When was the last time you cleaned your mass airflow sensor? Complete silence on the other end of the line. Here's what actually happened. Her mass airflow sensor, which is about the size of your thumb and costs around $60, was simply dirty. This tiny component tells your engine exactly how much air is coming in so it knows how much fuel to add to create the perfect mixture. When it gets dirty, your engine runs terribly and triggers all sorts of scary diagnostic codes. Your engine operates on what's called a 4-stroke cycle. First, the intake stroke pulls in air and fuel. Then the compression stroke squeezes that mixture. Next comes the combustion stroke, where the spark plug ignites everything. Finally, the exhaust stroke pushes out the burnt gases. The key players in this process are your pistons, which compress the air and fuel mixture, your valves, which control the flow of air in and exhaust out, your camshaft, which operates those valves at precisely the right time, and your crankshaft, which converts the up and down motion of the pistons into the rotational power that moves your car. But here's the part that mechanics don't emphasize enough. Sensors control absolutely everything in modern engines. Your mass airflow sensor, oxygen sensors, and throttle position sensor constantly tell your engine's computer how to adjust the fuel mixture for optimal performance. Let me show you how to check your mass airflow sensor in under 2 minutes. Pop your hood and locate your air filter housing. It's that large black box connected to your engine with a big tube. The mass airflow sensor sits right inside that tube. Remove 2 screws. Spray it with MAF cleaner. Never use brake cleaner or compressed air as those will damage it. Let it dry completely and reinstall. This $8 cleaning can prevent thousands in false diagnoses. My neighbor cleaned her sensor following these exact steps, and her car ran perfectly. She avoided an $1,800 unnecessary repair with an $8 can of cleaner and 10 minutes of her time. The warning signs that your mass airflow sensor needs attention include rough idling, poor acceleration, black exhaust smoke, and that dreaded check engine light. Now let's move into your transmission, which is the system responsible for transferring all that engine power to your wheels. This is where repair shops make absolutely serious money off confused customers who don't understand what's actually happening. I know someone who runs a small delivery business, and his mechanic recommended a $2,500 transmission flush because his automatic transmission was supposedly slipping. He was ready to write the check until I showed him a simple test that anyone can perform. We checked his transmission fluid using the dipstick method. The fluid was definitely black and smelled burnt, so it clearly needed changing. But instead of paying for the shop's expensive high-pressure flush service, we did a simple drain and fill for $45 in parts. You need to understand the 4 main transmission types. Manual transmissions let you control gear changes with a clutch pedal. Automatic transmissions use fluid pressure and planetary gears to shift for you. CVT, which stands for Continuously Variable Transmission, uses belts and pulleys instead of traditional gears. Dual clutch transmissions combine the efficiency of manual with the convenience of automatic. Your drivetrain determines exactly how power reaches your wheels. Front-wheel drive means your engine powers the front wheels. Rear-wheel drive sends power to the back wheels. All-wheel drive uses a computer to automatically control power distribution to all 4 wheels based on traction needs. 4-wheel drive lets you manually engage all 4 wheels for serious off-road situations. Here's how to properly check your transmission fluid. Make sure your engine is warm and running with the transmission in park. Pull the dipstick, which usually has a red handle and sits toward the back of your engine bay. Healthy transmission fluid should be bright red and have a sweet smell. Bad fluid looks dark brown or black and has a distinct burnt odor. If your fluid looks like coffee, it definitely needs changing. For most vehicles, a simple drain and fill every 30,000 miles prevents major problems. Don't fall for expensive flush services unless your fluid is severely contaminated, because high-pressure flushing can actually damage internal seals in older transmissions. That delivery business owner's transmission is still running perfectly 3 years later. He spent $45 instead of $2,500 and avoided the potential damage that aggressive flushing can cause to older transmission components. Watch out for these red flags that indicate transmission trouble. Slipping gears during acceleration, delayed engagement when you shift into drive, whining or grinding noises coming from under your car, and fluid leaks creating puddles where you park. Your braking system literally keeps you alive, but it's also where shops frequently push unnecessary replacements to boost their profit margins. Let me show you how to separate genuine safety concerns from profit-driven recommendations. I recently helped someone who took her car to 3 different shops for brake inspections. The first shop said she needed new pads immediately. The second shop claimed her rotors were dangerously warped and unsafe. The third shop recommended a complete $800 brake job with pads, rotors, and fluid replacement. I brought out a simple brake pad measuring gauge and checked her actual pad thickness. Her pads measured 6 millimeters of remaining material. Factory brake pads typically start at 12 millimeters, and the absolute safety minimum is 3 millimeters. She had several more months of completely safe driving ahead of her. Your braking system operates on hydraulic pressure to multiply the force from your foot. When you press the brake pedal, brake fluid travels through steel lines to each wheel, where brake calipers squeeze brake pads against rotors. The friction between pads and rotors converts your car's kinetic energy into heat, which slows you down. Your anti-lock braking system, commonly called ABS, prevents wheel lockup by rapidly pulsing the brakes when sensors detect skidding. This maintains your steering control during emergency stops, which can literally save your life. Here's how to check your brake pads without removing your wheels. Look through the wheel spokes at the brake caliper. You'll see the brake pad material sandwiched against the rotor. That material should be at least 3 millimeters thick for safe operation. If your pads are getting thin, you'll hear a distinctive metal squealing sound when you brake. That's actually an intentional wear indicator, a small metal tab designed to contact the rotor and warn you before the pads damage your rotors. Check your rotors for scoring or deep grooves. Light surface scratches are completely normal, but deep grooves mean replacement time. Warped rotors cause steering wheel vibration during braking, especially when coming to a stop from highway speeds. That woman I helped saved $600 by waiting until her pads actually needed replacement. She also learned to check them monthly and replace them before they could damage her rotors, which would have doubled her repair costs. Replace brake components when pads measure under 3 millimeters thick, when you see deep scoring on rotors, when your brake pedal feels spongy, or when your brake fluid turns dark brown or becomes contaminated with moisture. Your electrical system powers everything from your starter motor to your smartphone charger, and it's also where repair shops make some of their easiest money selling unnecessary batteries and alternators to unsuspecting customers. Just recently, someone's car died completely in a parking lot. The tow truck driver immediately convinced him that he needed a $200 battery replacement. At the repair shop, they also recommended a $400 alternator because they claimed his battery kept dying due to charging system failure. Before he signed any paperwork, I had him try one incredibly simple test. We mixed some baking soda with water and cleaned his battery terminals with a wire brush. His car started instantly and ran perfectly for the drive home. Your electrical system consists of 3 main components working together. Your battery stores electrical energy and provides the initial power to start your engine. Your alternator generates electricity while the engine runs and recharges the battery. Your starter motor uses battery power to physically crank the engine during startup. Your fuse box protects every electrical circuit from dangerous overloads. When any component tries to draw too much power, its fuse blows to prevent wire damage and potential fires. Modern vehicles use multiple computers called engine control units to manage everything from fuel injection to transmission shifting. When something goes wrong, these computers store diagnostic trouble codes that mechanics read with electronic scan tools. Here's how to test your charging system using a basic multimeter, which is a $20 tool that every car owner should have in their garage. With your engine off, battery voltage should read 12.6 volts. Start your engine and you should see 13.8 to 14.4 volts measured directly at the battery terminals. Lower readings indicate alternator problems. Higher readings can actually damage sensitive electronic components. Clean your battery terminals monthly using baking soda mixed with water. Corrosion buildup prevents proper electrical connections and can perfectly mimic a completely dead battery. Always check your fuses before replacing expensive electrical components. A blown $2 fuse can cause exactly the same symptoms as a $300 part failure. That parking lot breakdown turned out to be nothing more than corroded battery terminals. 5 minutes of cleaning saved him $600 in completely unnecessary parts and labor charges. Watch for these signs of electrical system problems. Dim headlights while idling, dashboard warning lights that stay illuminated, clicking sounds when you try to start, and battery terminals covered in white or blue corrosion buildup. Your cooling system prevents your engine from literally melting itself into an expensive pile of scrap metal. Overheating damage can cost thousands to repair, but most cooling system problems have surprisingly simple and inexpensive solutions. I once talked someone through an overheating emergency during a family road trip. His temperature gauge hit the red zone with 2 kids in the car, 200 miles from home. The nearest repair shop wanted $1,200 for a complete radiator replacement, claiming his radiator was completely blocked and beyond repair. I walked him through a quick diagnosis over the phone. His coolant level looked fine, but his radiator cooling fan wasn't running at all. We discovered that a $25 temperature sensor had failed, which prevented the fan from turning on when the engine got hot. Your cooling system circulates coolant through your engine and radiator using a water pump driven by your engine. As coolant flows through the engine block, it absorbs tremendous amounts of heat. The radiator uses airflow and electric fans to cool that hot coolant before sending it back through the engine. Your thermostat acts like a traffic controller for coolant flow based on engine temperature. When your engine is cold, the thermostat stays completely closed to help it warm up quickly for better fuel economy and reduced emissions. Once it reaches operating temperature, the thermostat opens to allow full cooling circulation. Expansion tanks handle the natural expansion and contraction of coolant as temperatures change throughout your drive. Your radiator cap maintains precise system pressure, which actually raises the coolant's boiling point and makes the system more efficient. Here's how to check your cooling system health using tools you already have at home. Check your coolant level when the engine is completely cold. Look for the minimum and maximum lines marked on your expansion tank or directly on your radiator if it doesn't have a separate tank. Examine your coolant condition through the transparent expansion tank. Good coolant appears bright-colored, either green, orange, or pink, depending on the type, and should look completely clear. Brown or rust-colored coolant needs immediate replacement. Inspect your coolant hoses by gently squeezing them when the engine is cool. They should feel firm and springy, not squishy or rock hard. Any visible cracks or bulges mean replacement time. Test your thermostat operation by carefully feeling the upper radiator hose after starting a completely cold engine. It should warm up gradually over several minutes, not suddenly become hot all at once. That stranded family replaced the temperature sensor themselves in the shop parking lot using basic hand tools. They continued their vacation the same day and saved over $1,000 in unnecessary radiator replacement work. Pay attention to these cooling system warning signs: your temperature gauge rising above the normal range, white smoke coming from your exhaust pipe, a sweet smell that indicates coolant leaks, and puddles of brightly colored fluid under your parked car. Your suspension system keeps you comfortable while keeping your tires in contact with the road surface. Your steering system connects your hands to your wheels. Together, they control exactly how your car handles, but shops often oversell expensive replacement components that aren't actually necessary. I helped someone whose car started making noise over bumps and swaying excessively during turns. Her mechanic quoted $1,400 for a complete strut and shock replacement. She was skeptical because her vehicle only had 60,000 miles, which seemed early for major suspension work. I showed her how to inspect her suspension components using nothing more than her eyes and hands. Her struts were actually fine, but her control arm bushings, which are small rubber parts costing about $30 each, had cracked from normal aging. Your suspension system includes several key components working together. Struts or shock absorbers control bouncing and absorb impacts from road irregularities. Springs support your vehicle's weight and maintain ride height. Control arms connect your wheels to the vehicle frame while allowing up and down movement. Bushings provide cushioning between metal suspension parts to reduce noise and vibration. Your steering system includes the steering rack, which converts your steering wheel rotation into side-to-side tire movement. Tie rods connect your steering rack to your wheels. Your power steering pump makes turning effortless by using hydraulic pressure to assist your input. Proper wheel alignment keeps your tires pointed straight ahead and ensures even tread wear. Poor alignment wastes fuel and destroys tires prematurely, costing you money in multiple ways. Here's how to check your suspension system using simple techniques that require no special tools. Perform the bounce test by pushing down hard on each corner of your vehicle and then releasing quickly. Your car should bounce once and then settle completely. Multiple bounces indicate worn shocks or struts that need replacement. Conduct a visual inspection looking for fluid leaks on your struts or shock absorbers. Any visible wetness indicates internal seal failure. Check all rubber bushings for visible cracks or separation from their metal mounts. Read your tire wear patterns like a diagnostic report. Inner or outer edge wear usually suggests alignment problems. Cupping or scalloping patterns across the tread indicates suspension component wear. Uneven wear between left and right tires often means steering problems. Test your steering by driving straight on a level road. Your vehicle should track straight ahead with minimal steering wheel corrections needed from you. That control arm bushing replacement cost $120 in parts plus 2 hours of labor. The car handled like new afterward, and she avoided $1,280 in unnecessary strut replacement work. Watch for these suspension and steering warning signs: excessive bouncing after hitting bumps, steering wheel vibration during normal driving, uneven tire wear patterns, and clunking noises coming from under your car when going over bumps. Here's the money-saving maintenance schedule that manufacturers and repair shops really don't want you to follow. This optimized approach cuts your shop visits in half while actually extending your vehicle's lifespan. I know someone who religiously followed his dealer's severe service maintenance schedule. Oil changes every 3,000 miles, transmission flushes every 30,000 miles, coolant changes every 24,000 miles. He was spending over $2,000 every single year on supposedly required maintenance. When I showed him the actual manufacturer recommendations printed right in his owner's manual, he discovered he'd been following a maintenance schedule designed for taxi cabs and police vehicles, not normal everyday driving. Severe service conditions apply to very specific situations, predominantly stop-and-go city driving with lots of idling, frequent trailer towing, or carrying heavy loads. Dusty environments like construction sites or dirt roads. Extreme temperature conditions, either very hot or very cold climates. No. Normal service covers the vast majority of drivers, highway commuting with steady speeds, mixed city and highway driving without extreme conditions, moderate weather conditions throughout most of the year. Your owner's manual clearly lists both maintenance schedules, but most drivers get pushed towards severe service despite driving under completely normal conditions. Here's your real-world maintenance schedule based on actual manufacturer engineering, not marketing departments trying to sell you more services. Oil changes with modern synthetic oils last 7,500 to 10,000 miles in most engines. Always check your specific owner's manual recommendations rather than trusting quick lube stickers designed to bring you back more frequently. Air filter replacement depends on your driving environment, not arbitrary mileage intervals. Replace when visually dirty or when airflow becomes restricted. For most drivers, that means every 15,000 to 30,000 miles. Transmission fluid changes vary significantly by vehicle type. Most automatics need fresh fluid every 60,000 to 100,000 miles, depending on your specific driving conditions and transmission design. Modern coolant formulations last much longer than older types. Most current coolants provide protection for 100,000 to 150,000 miles, or 5 full years, whichever comes first. Brake fluid replacement should happen every 3 to 5 years, regardless of your mileage, because brake fluid absorbs moisture from the atmosphere and becomes less effective over time. Perform these monthly checks yourself to catch problems before they become expensive repairs. Check your tire pressure using an inexpensive gauge and inspect tread depth using the penny test. Inspect belts and hoses for visible cracks or fraying. Test all lights and replace any burned out bulbs immediately. Check all fluid levels including oil, coolant, brake fluid, and power steering fluid. Clean your battery terminals if you notice any corrosion buildup. That person I mentioned cut his annual maintenance costs from $2,000 down to $800 by following actual manufacturer recommendations instead of dealer upselling tactics. His vehicle now has 180,000 miles and runs better than ever. You now understand the 7 core systems that keep your car running reliably and safely. More importantly, you can now spot the difference between necessary maintenance and profit-driven upselling designed to empty your wallet. Remember that $1,800 engine rebuild that actually needed an $8 sensor cleaning? The $600 electrical system repair that required nothing more than cleaning battery terminals? That $1,400 suspension overhaul solved with $120 in rubber bushings? Knowledge protects your wallet better than any extended warranty or service contract ever could. Before you click away, I've created a comprehensive diagnostic cheat sheet containing the exact symptoms, probable causes, and realistic repair costs for the 20 most common automotive problems. This free resource has already saved viewers thousands of dollars in unnecessary repairs. The download link is waiting for you in the description below. Get it before your next shop visit. If this video helped you understand your car better and feel more confident about maintenance decisions, hit that like button and subscribe for more money-saving automotive content. I release new videos every Wednesday covering everything from simple maintenance procedures to advanced diagnostic techniques. Next week, I'm revealing 5 DIY repairs that save you thousands of dollars, including the brake job that shops charge $600 for, but you can complete in your own driveway for $80 in parts. Click the video appearing on your screen right now to watch it, and remember that every car owner deserves to understand exactly what they're driving and how to maintain it properly. Keep your car running strong and your wallet happy.